Hello everyone. In today's session, we will straight away discuss about user interface design. In the earlier session, we came across component design, and let us see what is the use of the user interface design. So let's start where we will use this user interface. Suppose you have developed an application which performs some complex operations. So at the time, user need to give an input. So for that input, what we need to develop one kind of interface. So through that interface, the user can understand, okay, so and so inputs I need to give, so and so output I can expect. Like that, he can able to understand. If suppose take an example of a Gmail, everyone know what is the first thing to access the Gmail means we need to give the user credentials, right? So in order to use the software, there should be a good interaction. So if we need to give a good interaction, that interface should be very attractive and it should be simple to use. And also most important nowadays, it should be very much responsive. That means that particular application can need to be accessed both in mobile and desktop. And it also need to be very much clearly understandable what the things I need to do. And also each that interface screen should be consistent in all kind of platforms, right? So there are two types of user interfaces. The first one is command line interface and second one is graphical user interface. So command line interface means we need to remember about the command prompt. So what it will do, so if you type any command, then automatically it need to give the output as per the request, as per the command we have given, that operating system will handle and it will give the output. The same way graphical user interface provide the simple interactive interface system, so that it is a combination of both hardware and the software, right? So there are many examples are there. So nowadays everyone use it to prefer for the GUI, graphical user interface. Let us see. There are three important golden rules. These golden rules are stated by Theo Mandel, right? So those three important golden rules are: first one is place the user in control, reduce the user's memory load, make the interface consistent. What is the first one? Place the user in control. That means if you observe carefully, the first point straight away telling that we need to control the user not to perform any unavoidable things. That means that application operations, that whatever the operation is going to perform, the user should not become an obstacle, obstacle. That means we need to control the user. What are the things we need to expose? What are the things we need to hide? Those all things will come under the first important golden rule. We need to hide many technical internals from the user. Otherwise, if we expose the technical things, the user can able to change. If we change, the complete operation will be destroyed. And it should be very much flexible for the user. If it is not flexible, then automatically he will stuck at one point and he will think that this application is not useful for me. And second one, reduce user's memory load. That means we need to give a meaningful information, a meaningful shortcuts. That means if any kind of accounting section software or any kind of stock exchange market or any kind of ERP, so there are a lot of functionality will be there. At that time, we need to give some meaningful shortcuts. Suppose if anyone asks to save a document in Word or in MS Word, what we will see? Alt S. This is meaningful shortcut. So and it also easily understandable and easily remembered by the user. That's why this is the most important second golden rule. Our golden rule is make the interface consistent. That means whatever the interface we have been designing, it should be consistent. It should be useful and it should be meaningful and it should consistent in any kind of situation. Suppose we need to give the user to make a lot of changes or use or he can insert all those things. That means there should be a consistent manner will be there. So in particular area, suppose in the registration form, what he can need to do, he need to give the user interface, information details. Those fields should be very much meaningful. If it is not meaningful, then he can't able to give the perfect input. For that meaningful, sometimes we'll use some graphical icons also. Suppose if you want to start the Windows, what you will do? So in your keyboard itself, you will press Windows button, right? So what it tells that user, a meaningful icon is there, a meaningful graphical icons are there, so that he can simply click that one and he can able to access. We need to maintain the consistency across the family of applications. Suppose if any kind of activity he has performed and suddenly he think that it is not correct, then what we need to give? We need to give the undo so that he can able to get back, right? So any kind of things which he need to change, all those things also we need to give the access. That's why the interface should be consistent, right? We need to remember these three important golden rules, right? First one is place the user in control, reduce the user's memory load, and make the interface in a consistent, right? So this is the simple information for today's class, right? In next section we'll go for another concept. Thanks for watching.